All right, let's get this thing rolling. All right, welcome to Wednesday Night Baseball here on the Backyard Sports League. We've got a big matchup from the backyard, Charguyder's Blue Fishes that are not red, and Cap and Munch, that is now WhatsIt2ya, Texas Rangers. Let's take a look at the teams. Pretty evenly matched up when it comes to offense. They just get it done in different ways. We got the team batting average of .435 for the Rangers and .436 for the Fishes. Almost identical. However, how they got there, nothing of the same. Team ERA 1.78. Very impressive. Pretty sure that's a league low for the Rangers with 30 strikeouts. For the Fishes, team ERA of 3.13 with 39 strikeouts. The Rangers, thank God they're home, because at home, they are averaging over 5 runs a game. Away from home, different story. For the Fishes, they started hot their first 4 games, 30 runs and 23 extra base hits. Nothing could stop this team. Their last 4 games, a different story. Was it the Sammy Sosa trade? Only time will tell. Last 4 games, 15 runs and 4 extra base hits. Some players to watch. The 2 All-Stars for the Rangers, Leah Wayne, who's the starting pitcher, with 23 1/3 innings pitched and a 1.29 ERA, and Maynard McElroy, who's batting a whopping .684 with 4 runs scored. For the Fishes, their starting pitcher today, Wing Kwan, coming in with 29 innings pitched, a 3.72 ERA, and 18 strikeouts. Their All-Star, Fred Benson. Who else? .593 average, 9 extra base hits, and 11 RBIs. Our keys to the game for the Rangers: you're at home, you're at dirt yards, use your speed, and limit the long ball. This team is slow, so if they don't hit it out of the park, you've got a good shot. And surprisingly, for a team of all 2 heights, continue to play clean baseball. Only 8 errors for the Rangers. Very surprising, but very impressive. For the Fishes, hide your defensive liabilities. They only have 9 logged errors on the season, but it's an offensive team that plays at parks. Away from home, they tend to struggle. And as we just saw, get out of your offensive funk. They've got to figure something out. This isn't the friendliest field to do that, but you never know. Lastly, we've got our lineups and our positions for the Rangers. They've got their leadoff, their all-star, Maynard McElroy, followed by the 8-speed Kathy Wolf, and their other all-star, Leah Wayne. Paco, a surprising slotting in at cleanup, followed by Veronica Lee, Derek McCattery, Cindy Chang, Donald Vogel, and Thor Herring. For the Fishes, their pitcher leading off, Wing Kwan, followed by newly acquired Alex Gonzalez, their all-star, Fred Benson, Fabienne Callahan, everyone's favorite auto walk, Rachel the Good La Buena batting 5th, Zoe Mallory, Ronnie Dobbs, surprise all-star Artie Pimbleton batting 8th, and Felix Grant rounding it out. I'll now defer to the teams as we get ready to start Wednesday Night Baseball. All right, now I get to talk a bunch of shit about Charguyder. I'm just kidding, I'm professional, I would never do that. All right, we're back from commercial break and we're getting ready to get started here at Dirt Yards. We've got the Fishes coming up to bat first. Like we mentioned in the pregame, they are looking to get out of this offensive snide. 15 runs in 4 games is nothing to sneeze at, but to beat this team at dirt, they're going to need to score more than just 3 or 4 runs, most likely. It's an interesting team here. We've got 7 players total that were traded throughout the season. Not your typical roster structure there, but they think they've finally found a winner after all those trades, and they're ready to roll. Batting first, the pitcher, Wing Kwan. On the mound, the all-star, Leah Wayne. The first pitch of the game is a strike right at the top of the corner. Good hook. We got another high slow ball. This is trouble, and a good catch by Leah Wayne. Made it look easy, but it was not. That brings up Alex Gonzalez, who's only played 3 games with the team, but off to a decent start. The first pitch outside for a ball. Pitch number 2, a high slow ball that's fouled off. Now the count is 1-1. Tries to sneak the fastball inside, just too low, says the umpire. We got a friendly hitter's count, 2-1. The windup, and again keeping the pitches low. This one outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. That was a take all the way, even though it looked pretty good from Alex Gonzalez. We got a full count, 3-2. Here comes the pitch. And that is a nice ground ball, but a great play by the all-star Leah Way. And my goodness, that looked like it was going to get past and be trouble. But a good stop. 2 outs now, nobody on. Only 8 pitches used for Leah Way. And that brings up Fred Benson, the all-star. And no walk here. I mean, how are you going to walk Fred Benson with all the bats that are behind him? And a good first pitch down on the inside corner. It gets a swing and a miss. And not a bad miss for pitch number 2. We got 1-1 now. And we've got, oh my goodness, that's dirt yards for you. The first dirt yards bounce of the day. It looked like Paco was going to get there in time. Sorry, excuse me, Derek was going to get there in time. They look exactly the same. Not my fault. But just takes a dirt yard bounce, and we've got a batter on for Fabienne Callahan, who turns into a 2-speed here at dirt yards. Really hinders her ability. But she's not looking to make it home by running around the bases slowly. She's trying to get it out of the park. And that is a good pitch after a first pitch ball. We now got 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's kept nice and high away from the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still a runner on first, 2 outs. And that ball looked like it was going to hang up for a little bit, but it is fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. And a good take, not an easy take. We got a full count now, 2 outs. Surely the runner will be going here. And that is a ball all the way. We've got a walk, and things are getting interesting. 2 on, 2 out now. Leah Wayne's up to 16 pitches, getting a little tired. And we're going to see the first time out of the game. That is 1 timeout. There's a new rule this season, only 8 total timeouts. That's different from previous seasons where it was 2 timeouts per half inning per coach. So definitely something to manage and keep an eye on in the game. And we got first pitch is a nice slow ball on the bottom right corner to Rachel the Good La Buena. Pitch number 2 is a fastball high, just a little bit too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that is a good take there. My goodness, not an easy take from the batter, but that's why they call her the Good. And another take. We've got 3 balls, 1 strike. Got to find the zone here. Throwing a lot of pitches, inning number 1, up to 20 pitches. That's pitch number 25. It takes a dirt yards bounce. Leah Wayne knocks it down, and Derek McCattery grabs it and tags the runner. Oh my goodness. Understandable. That, good thing we're recording, because that might be a top 10 play later. My goodness. That would have had the bases loaded, but the Rangers just escape, and we go into the bottom of the first, still tied 0-0. We got Wing Kwan on the mound. The first pitch is fouled off from Maynard McElroy, one of the 2 All-Stars. And pitch number 2 is a nice curve high and inside, swung on and missed. 0-2 quickly for the All-Star. Pitch number 3 is a good take on a curve inside corner. And another ball on a little bit easier of a take. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Maynard McElroy. And pitch number 3 is also low and inside, just barely. He's worked it back to a full count. And a big swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Wing Kwan. First strikeout of the game for either team on Maynard McElroy, who does not strike out very often. That is a good pitch. So with 1 out, we've got Kathy Wolf up to bat. Kathy Wolf, another one of the traded players. This team not doing as much trading as their counterpart, but they made a few moves at the deadline, Kathy Wolf being one of them. So far, she's 4 for 8, batting 500. And she's showing why. That's a good little bloop in the infield. Gets by the diving Wing Kwan, and she is on, and she is trouble on the base paths. And with that hit, it brings up the second All-Star for the Rangers, the formidable Leah Wayne. And we're going to see the first timeout from Charguyder. That's 1 timeout. Most likely bringing in a pitcher to walk Leah Wayne. And she's gotten the walk treatment so far from a lot of teams. She's got 7 walks in 8 games, all of them intentional. And that's most likely what we're going to see here, folks. We're going to see an intentional walk. It'll be 2 on with 1 out. And that'll bring up Paco Kaufman once we get this intentional walk out of the way. Paco Kaufman, not known to be an offensive stud, but so far is batting .550. He's going to have a chance to add on. He's only got 2 RBIs on the year, but he's got 2 people on with 1 out coming up. And we're not seeing a pitching change. Interesting play from the coach. I was preparing for another pitching change here, but we're not. We're seeing our pitcher stay in. Oh, and there we might have a pitcher change. That might have been the announcer jinx. And Wing Kwan is back, so that's already 2 timeouts and 2 in the inning, so no more timeouts here for Charguyder this inning. And he's first pitch swinging. And he, drops the ball. I thought he was going to get Kathy at third base. But there's that speed causing a hurried play and a dropped ball. And that makes it bases loaded, 1 out for Veronica Lee, who's another high average player, batting .500 on the year. She's leading the team with 17 total bases, but she swings through a good low curveball there. 1 strike, no balls. Watches the second pitch go by, well outside, 1-1. Watches that pitch, good take, because that is not missing by much. Bottom corner, 2-1. Swings right through that curve. It's 2-2 now. Looking to put the ball in play, but watches an obvious ball. We've got a full count, bases loaded, 1 out now. Shirley can't walk in a run. Wing winds, Wing fires, and she does make contact, and we see another error. A run scores, the runner is out at third, but Veronica Lee does her job on a 3-2 pitch, puts it in play, and like we said, there's some defensive liabilities on this team. Wing Kwan, not usually one of them, but finds the error there, gives up a run, and that's an early lead for the Rangers, 1-0. That brings up Derek McCattery, whose first pitch swinging. Ronnie Dobbs doesn't catch it, but collects himself, gets the out at first to end the inning. We got 1-0 Rangers heading to the top of the second, and before we start, we've got our first ad break. Steel Construction Group, specializing in outdoor shed construction. If anyone needs a shed, you know who to call. Ernie Steele and Steel Construction Group. Back to the action. We got Zoe Mallory, a recently acquired player who's actually been traded several times already this season. She ends up on her 3rd team, and she puts the ball in play, and a good play by Derek. It took a dirt yard top, but Derek stayed behind the ball, got it to first, and Zoe Mallory is retired for out number 1. With that out, it brings up the captain of the team, Ronnie Dobbs. He is the heart, he is the soul, he is the glue. but he is not the offensive threat. He's got the worst batting average on the team at a lowly 231. However, when he hits it, he does damage. He's got 6 hits, but 7 RBIs. However, he's got no one on here, so if he gets an RBI, it'll have to be a solo shot. And that is not a solo shot. That is a pop-up, but not an easy play for the pitcher. But Paco finds it, catches it, and it's 2 quick outs. This is not what the Fishes needed after they just played a long inning on defense. They were hoping to have a long inning themselves, but we've already got 2 quick outs, and that brings up the second surprise all-star for the Fishes, Artie Pimpleton. Artie Pimpleton batting .560 on the year with 6 RBIs. Gets a hold of that one, and he finds Derek again. Derek knocks it down, but cannot make the play. Derek McCattery, one of the weaker defensive players on the team, certainly a player that Charguyder is going to look to hit it towards, and he's hit it to him a couple of times, but wasn't able to make the play there. We see the second timeout from the Fishes, and starting pitcher Leah Wayne is back in to face Felix Grant. Felix Grant, 3 games with the Fishes, one of our new signees. I feel like I'm saying that a lot tonight already, but like I said, 7 trades, 7 players traded and acquired for the Fishes, and this is one of them. 3 games with the team, he's batting .500, 4 for 8. He's got a home run. It was a solo shot, and he's looking to maybe tack on here, but he's down quickly, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and on a good hook at the top of the zone, we got our first strikeout for Leah Wayne, and that's going to retire the side. We go into the bottom of the second, 1-0, Rangers on top. As I get ready to start the bottom of the second, we've got Cindy Chang. Cindy Chang, one of the few offensive weak spots, if you can call her that. She's still batting .467, but she leads the team in strikeouts and does not have an extra base hit. And she's showing why, because she's got really bad power. Just barely taps it in front for the catcher Ronnie Dobbs. Throws to first and retires Cindy Chang. That brings up Donald Vogel for his first at-bat today. First pitch swinging, and the shift was on. Will they get him in time? They will. Close play. Risky play because they were playing shift on the inside and left, but he hit it right at the right fielder playing up, and a good defensive play, and that's 2 quick outs. This is just what the Fishes needed. Hopefully get some of that stamina back, and they should be getting out of this inning soon, given we've got Thor Herring up to bat. Thor Herring, just like Ronnie Dobbs, the heart, the soul, the glue, but not the best player. But my goodness, he just made me eat my words immediately, because that is a single up into center field for Thor Herring. Thor Herring only batting .188, which is by far and away the team low, but he adds a hit on there, coming off of a heroic performance where they were down in the 6th inning, and he hit a single that scored 2 to take the lead, and they went on to win. So maybe he's turning the corner offensively. And he's got the steal on with Thor Herring, who's a 2-speed on dirt yards. He's not turning him around. He's going to take the automatic out. That might have been planned. That might have been strategic. We'll have to see at the start of the next inning. As we head into the top of the 3rd, we've got another ad break. This time for Mr. Ekman's Lawn Fertilizer. Looking for thick, luscious grass? Look no further than Mr. Ekman's Lawn Fertilizer. They're going to need some of that lawn fertilizer here, because this is a barren wasteland. But these are not barren wasteland pitches. Those are 2 quick strikes as we're back to the top of the lineup in Wing Kwan. And he has a good take, because that is a good looking pitch, but just at the top of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She winds up, and she does not fool Wing Kwan. He loves those low fastballs. It's a pitch he uses a lot. But he doesn't need it, because he gets a swing and a easy pop-up for Thor. That's out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. So now we've got Alex Gonzalez up for his 2nd at-bat of the game. Pitch number 1 is fouled off, quickly down in the count, 0-1. That's now a few batters in a row where Leah Wayne has gotten ahead. And she's even more ahead now. Another swing and a foul ball. That's quickly 0-2. 2 batters in a row now. 2 quick strikes. Surely the Rangers love that and not part of the Fish's game plan. And we see, that low fastball that we just saw last batter almost worked this time, but Alex Gonzalez, with pretty low contact, gets a piece of it and stays alive. Working back in the count now, it's 2-2. And a good take. My goodness, that did not miss by much. And all of a sudden, we've got 0-2 to 3-2. And here comes the pitch. And another good take on a close call. My goodness, this could not get any closer to being a ball. But that's a good at-bat from Alex Gonzalez, working back from an 0-2 deficit. And he's on first with a walk to bring up the all-star, the power threat, the first of many power threats, Fred Benson. And that is a pitch that Fred Benson might want to have back, because that was a hanging slow ball on the inside that he watches. And that's another one. Oh my goodness, I can't believe Fred's not swinging at these meatballs. But Leah Wayne, once again, third batter in a row. She's ahead 0-2 and throws an obvious ball, so now it's 1-2. Fred Benson looking to change the game here with one swing and maybe trying a little bit too hard. That is an out, and that is a strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the top of the third. My goodness, Thor Herring showing why he was drafted in the 9th round. It may not have been for his offense, but it was certainly for his defense. A good arm there, and that brings us to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 in this close game. Maynard McElroy back up to bat. The All-Star 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Now he's down 0-2 quickly. And my goodness, this is a lot of 0-2 counts. These coaches are swinging away early. An 0-2 pitch, and it's going to take that dirt yards bounce. It looked like it might have been an out, and no one's covering second. Maynard's trying to take it, and he's going to get there easily. My goodness, heads up play from the Rangers. No one covering second base. Basically as good as a double. And now we've got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. First runner in scoring position since the first inning. And Kathy Wolf takes a strike on that inside corner. And we're going to see, trying to move that runner over, trying to play some small ball. But best bunts it foul. Now she's down in the count 0-2. Stays alive, gets a piece. Good pitch, but good at bat there. Staying alive. Still 0-2. Runner on second. Nobody out. Here comes the pitch. And another strikeout for Wing. That's a big out there. Not advancing the runner. Didn't put the ball in play. Now we've got one out. First base is open for Leah Wayne. Thinking we might see another walk. And maybe not. That's a pitch that's relatively close for Leah Wayne, but it is a ball nonetheless. And ball 2, and I think we are going to get an intentional walk. Thought they would have brought in a relief pitcher to do this, but maybe Wing's got good stam. Not having to worry about that. And it makes sense with first base open. Oh my goodness, and a swing! And a high fly ball that looks like the outfielder's camping underneath it. And does get the out. Oh my goodness. And now Maynard's trying to go to third. But wisely retreats as the ball was thrown to the pitcher. My goodness, I don't know if I agree with that swing by Leah Wayne there. I think I might just take the open base and have my runners on first and second with one out. But she swung away, she popped it up, it was a good catch, and now we've got 2 outs. That runner still at second, has not moved, and that brings up Paco Kaufman, who watches strike 1, but watches that one go low for a ball. Now it's 1-1. Still got a runner on second, but now 2 outs. And a good pitch just clips the top of the zone. That's a big pitch from Wing Quan. Now Paco's down to the count 1-2. Here comes the pitch. And a good take. Oh my goodness, that did not miss by much. But it's a ball nonetheless. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still got the runner on second, but 2 outs. And we're seeing, oh my goodness, I can't believe Paco missed that one. It stayed up enough, but a swing and a miss. All right, and we are back from some technical difficulties. It looks like we missed a walk or a hit from Fabienne Callahan. And good time to come back because that is ripped into left field, but a good catch by Maynard McElroy for the first out. And before we bring up Zoe Mallory, I do have to squeeze in another ad break here. Don't forget to visit the Crockett Family Vision Center. They're currently having a buy one, get one sale on frames. Use code whatever at checkout. But that's not whatever. That is a dribbler to the right side, and they go for second to try to get the slow Fabian. And I don't know what that was. That was backyard baseball at its finest. The near collision at second base, and Fabian is safe at second. And that brings up Ronnie Dobbs with 2 on and 1 out. Ronnie Dobbs, as we mentioned, having a tough go at the plate recently. He's got a team worst in batting average, but when he makes contact, he makes it matters. He's got 7 RBIs in only 6 hits. And he is looking for some more hits and more RBIs here. He's got a good chance to do it, but he's down 0-2 early to Leah Wayne. Boy, she has really stayed ahead, gotten ahead and stayed ahead in these counts. Here comes the pitch, and on 3 pitches, strikes out Ronnie Dobbs on a nice hook down and away. Ronnie has to walk away crying after that one. So now there's 2 outs, still have 2 on, and that brings up the all-star Artie Pimbleton. Not known for power, so it's going to be tough to get the slow Fabian in from second. But on dirt yards, anything is possible. Just got to hit it and pass the bat, pass the baton. But he looks at a good pitch, strike 1, but watches a high ball. So now we got an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs to Artie Pimbleton. Swings and misses at the good slow ball. Down and a little bit to the right. So now he's looking at 2 strikes against Leah Wayne. And here comes the pitch. That is high. That is ball 2. The count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on for Artie Pimbleton. The pitch. That is a fastball that stays up enough at the bottom of the zone and strikes out Artie Pimbleton. Backwards K. So back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the 3rd. And we go into top of the 4th, excuse me. The resets got me all messed up. And we go into the bottom of the 4th inning with the Rangers still up 1-0. So that'll bring up Veronica Lee, who's going to look at a strike 1 pitch. Good curve on the bottom right corner from Wing Kwan. And she's not going to look at that same pitch again. She swings but fights it off. Foul ball. And another 0-2 count. Seen a lot of those today. And Wing is going right back. That same spot is working. Why not? And she makes contact. It's picked up by Alex Gonzalez. A race to the bag and beats her by maybe a step and a half. That is not an easy play, but Alex Gonzalez made it look easy for the first out. So that brings up Derek McCattery, one of the new additions to this team. 2 trades made. One of them for Derek McCattery, brought in to be the pitching depth, and I can see why. He's brought in to be a pitcher because he's got a pretty good eye. He's ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Wing Kwan does not want to walk Derek McCattery, and he's not going to walk Derek McCattery. Derek McCattery has the green light on 3-0 and rips it down the line, but my goodness, what a play by Artie Pimbleton. Shifted over, picks that ball up, and hoses the runner down at first base. That's 2 outs, but those are more like 4 outs because, oh my goodness, 2 solid defensive plays from this team to bring up Cindy Chang with nobody on and 2 outs. And once again, we've got an 0-2 count on these batters. Cindy Chang down to 2 strikes and fights that one off to stay alive. Still no balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And here comes that 0-2 pitch. And again, she fights it off. That is a good pitch, but fought off by Cindy Chang there. So we got another 0-2 pitch. This one is a soft dribbler to Wing Kwan, the pitcher. He turns, he fires, and gets Cindy Chang by a step, maybe 2. Boy, oh boy, there were no hits in that inning. But 3 amazing defensive plays by this Fishes team. So we head into the top of the 5th inning. And before we start the inning, we got another ad break for you. After this game is done, you can go down the street and visit Kawaguchi Sushi House located next to Big City Stadium on 43rd. Celebrate your win or loss with the Kenny K Special. And both these teams are going to be hoping to celebrate a win, but that's not the start to the inning that Charguyder wanted if he's trying to celebrate a win, as a soft pop-up to the pitcher is caught for out number 1. And that brings up the pitcher for the Fishes, Wing Quan, who looks at a ball. My goodness, that is one of the first 1-0 counts we've seen in quite some time, maybe a couple innings. And now he's even ahead 2 balls and no strikes. And now he's had 3 balls and no strikes. My goodness, is this the caster's curse? I've been talking about these 0-2 counts now, and all of a sudden we see a 3-0 count, and that is taken all the way. 3 balls, 1 strike. Did not have the green light on 3-0, but will he have the light on 3-1? He does not, and that is a good pitch, top inside corner. So now we got a full count, 1 out to the pitcher, Wing Quan. And here's a fastball that is caught, but caught by the defense. Wing Quan got a piece of that fastball. Looked like it was going to be a nice pitch, but just another soft pop-up. Second soft pop-up in a row to Leah Wayne. And that is 2 outs now for the Fishes here in the top of the inning. We're getting a timeout and possibly another pitching change for the Rangers here. It looks like that's what we have. Yes, we do. We have Paco Kaufman back in the game, giving Leah Wayne a break. And we've got Alex Gonzalez at the plate. And my goodness, it really is the caster's curse, because we have another ball, first pitch. So a 1-0 count for the second batter in a row. And we're going to see a bunt by Alex Gonzalez, picked up by Paco Kaufman, thrown to first. Got him by maybe a step and a half. Another close play on a dribbler to the right side. And that's 3 up, 3 down for the Fishes. They're going to have one more at bat here in the top of the 6th to try to tie this game. But first, they've got to stop any offense that might come here in the bottom of the 5th from the Rangers. And we got first pitch swinging for Donald Vogel, a soft dribbler, another soft dribbler first base side, and another close out by maybe a step or 2. My goodness, the pitchers are getting where pitchers are defensive players too. Everyone knows that. And there are some good defensive plays by the pitchers here. That is another first pitch swing, and that is ripped up the right field line, but just foul. So Thor Henning behind in the count. 1 strike, no balls. Here comes the pitch. Another swing, another foul ball. That's 2 foul balls here, and Thor Herring down in the count, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on, and yet another dribbler to the pitcher. Pitcher's holding on to it. Pitcher's not letting it go. Thrown to first, drop by Alex Gonzalez. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what happened there. If that was an error by the mouse, by technical difficulties, or maybe that was an intentional play to let the 2-speed on dirt Thor Herring onto base with the speedy Maynard McElroy up. That might have been an intentional play. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if it works out. But Maynard now with a chance with 1 out and 1 on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That is a nice strike. Just catches the corner. And now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Maynard McElroy, the All-Star. Here comes the pitch. And just hangs up enough to bring the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Another good take. Oh my goodness. Maynard is holding on to that bat and has worked it full. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. That is a good strikeout. And Thor Herring is trying to steal. He's going to get caught easily there. That might have been the chess game, folks. That might have been the chess game. Let's run Thor Herring into an out and end the inning and not sandbag Kathy Wolf, who was going to come up after Maynard. So that might have been an intentional play by both coaches, and that's just the chess game that is backyard baseball. So here we go. Top of the 6th inning. It's the last chance here for the Fishes to tie the game. We're going to get a defensive substitution for the Fishes. Before we get to that, we've got our last ad break of the game. Everyone loves the sound of the crack of the bat. If you want the best audio experience while enjoying some baseball, head to the Kahn Brothers Emporium and ask for Ahmed and Amir. Rock on! And the Fishes are trying to rock on and send this game to the bottom of the 6th or further, they're going to need a run. And that's a good start for Fred Benson. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. It doesn't look like it's going to be an intentional walk. It does look like Leah Wayne is trying to get some pitches, but just missing. And now it's 3 balls and no strikes. And with that, they're just going to set Fred Benson down the base paths. So we're trying to get some close strikes. Didn't get the calls going their way. So it turns into an intentional walk on that 3-0 count. And the Fishes have a runner aboard now in Fred Benson with the heart of their lineup. This is who you want up in the top of the 6th, needing a run. So we got Fred Benson on first, and the next power threat, Fabienne Callahan, who was swinging for the fences there. Oh my goodness, that was a pitch that was missed. Foul ball. And now looks at a pitch down and away that's called strike 2. So Fabienne down in the count 0-2 quickly is going to swing to fight that one off and cannot get a piece of it. That is a big strikeout for Leah Wayne and the Rangers on the power threat that is Fabienne Callahan. That is 1 out now in the top of the 6th, and going to bring up Rachel the Good Labuena with 1 on, 1 out, needing a run here. Here comes the pitch. Going for that same bottom corner. Didn't get it this time. That is a ball. 1-0. The windup. And another miss down low. So went bottom right, then bottom left. Missed both. 2 balls, no strikes. And pitch number 3 is once again aiming for that bottom right corner. Not getting it. And Rachel Labuena ahead in the count 3-0 and is going to get walked. Not an auto walk. Not an intentional walk. But a 4-pitch walk. And all of a sudden, things are getting real interesting here. 2 on, 1 out. We've got 2 walks sandwiched by a strikeout. And that'll bring up Zoe Mallory. Zoe Mallory, one of the new acquisitions, has played for, this is Zoe's 3rd team now. And their first game with the Fishes last week, and their loss, 6-5 loss, 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a home run, looking to have an impact here. The count is 1-1, and that is ripped to the right side. That's going to take a dirt yard bounce, get through, and all of a sudden, we've got bases loaded. Fred Benson's going to look at home, but wisely goes back. No throw, probably just trying to draw an error. And all of a sudden, we've got bases loaded, 1 out, and it's the heart. It's the soul of the Fishes, Ronnie Dobbs, up to the plate with a chance to play hero. Here comes the pitch. That is low. Ball 1. Boy, that 1 height strike zone is tough. It is tough to pitch to. And Ronnie Dobbs gets ahead in the count early and gets ahead even more with another ball, just missing the bottom left corner on that hook. 2 balls now. Hitter's count for Ronnie. And gets a 3rd ball. Just misses the bottom right corner. 3-0. Are we going to see a green light from Ronnie? No, we're not. That's a take all the way. 3 balls, 1 strike, bases loaded, needing a run. Here comes the pitch. That is swung on and missed. Oh my goodness, that was a pitch to hit. Good chunk of the ball in the zone, and all of a sudden it's full count now. From 3 balls to full count. That is ripped to left field. Maynard McElroy over and makes the catch. Oh my goodness, and no tag on third. No tag on third base on that line drive shoestring catch to save the game. That would have been 2 runs, maybe 3. And oh my goodness, if you're the Fishes, that is just the worst possible outcome. But if you are the Rangers, that is a web gem that might have just saved your game. So now it's up to Artie Pimpleton with 2 outs and bases loaded. Looks at a ball, then looks at a strike. So we've got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded for the All-Star. And watches that pitch. It just catches the corner. A good pitch. 2 strikes now. The Fishes are down to their last strike. And Artie watches that one low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Needing a run. Swing and a miss. The ball game is over. Leah Wayne strikes out the All-Star Artie Pimpleton. And the Rangers escape with the win 1-0 over the Blue Fishes at Dirt Yards. That's going to be it for our broadcast of Wednesday Night Baseball. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, Rangers win 1-0. We'll see you next week.